south side. Two blue stripes.
Be
One of the stripes
careful.
represents the Lake Michigan and the Chicago River's main stem that we're in right now. The other blue stripe represents the South Branch and the Sanitary and Ship Canal. That's how we reverse the flow of the river. We'll get into that later. The four red stars represent the Fort Dearborn, the Great Fire, the Fair of 1893, and the Fair of 1933. What up, Q? Looking good, mate. Now, folks, let's play a little game. This bridge is 16,000 tons. It's 105 years old. There is no rust anywhere on the bridge. The name of the game is called Two Truths and a Lie. So let's see if you can spot the lie. Ahead of us on the right, I hope you brought your architecture journals because this one is for the books. The world's largest Hyatt Regency. It's from 1986, over 2,000 accommodations in one hotel. Designed by Epstein & Sons, no relation to the Florida Epsteins. From 1986, the facade is made of heated clay that has been compressed and mortared together. Experts are calling it brick. Now, behind the Twin Towers that are the world's largest Hyatt Regency, you'll see a white tower with vertical black windows. This is called the Aon Center. Some of us call it Big Stand. 1971, Edward Durrell Stone clad the building in Italian Carrara marble. That's the same marble the Statue of David is sculpted from. That's the same stone that Scarface redecorated his bathroom with. Should we be using that on the exterior of a high-rise in a temperate zone? Architecture 101 says do not do that. They did it anyway. 9 years later, it buckled in the Chicago winter. We had to spend $80 million pulling the marble down and putting up Carolina granite for a textbook mistake. It was a very rocky period in that architect's career. High and on the right, you'll see the fashionista of Chicago high-rises. Look behind that James Hardy. You'll see the curvy, flowing
dope right there,
Aqua Genie Gang. Why is it a designer building with a designer introduction? Because every single balcony is unique. No two balconies are the same. Just like every single stitch in your Balenciaga handbag is unique, so is every single balcony on this building. Behind the James Hardy, behind the Swiss Hotel, you'll see that every balcony of the concrete fall is unique because every ripple on the waterfall is unique. That's one more reason we call it Aqua Genie Gang. Genie Gang is from Belvedere, Illinois, which is the Chicagoland area. We're really proud to have a Chicagolander win the most beautiful building in the world for the year 2009. Man, Woman, Intergalactic Alien. In 2009, Genie Gang took the title. And that's not from Team People, folks. That's from an international guild of architects that said, hey, Miss Gang, you built the most beautiful one in the world for 2009. If you like Genie Gang's work, take a look at this record holder. The St. Regis Hotel and Tower. This is the tallest building in the world designed by a female lead architect. This is Genie Gang again. Go Chicago, homegrown. It's 360 meters. It is 6 different hues of grays, greens, and blues placed strategically to draw your eyes into the curves and out to the flares. A lot like our Saturday night dance outfits.
You're messing with them.
You'll see there is a blow-through near the top. That blow-through, if I'm not mistaken, it's designed for wind to blow through it.
Yep.
If the wind can blow through the building, then there's less friction on the building. And if the wind were just blowing against the building with no blow-through, the building would sway so dramatically that the toilets would develop a bidet nobody ordered. And that's where we get the blow-through from. This river was reversed in 1900. Why? Diarrhea, cholera, dysentery, tuberculosis, typhus, mercury, lead. Is that enough for you? All of that was flowing into the Chicago River via sewage and industrial waste, which then flowed into Lake Michigan, where we get our drinking water today and every yesterday in history. You see the problem? How are we going to fix it? One group said, let's tax the dumping industries and upgrade the sewerage system. The pro-business administration didn't like that idea. They went back to the drawing board. Somebody else said, what if we reverse the flow of the river and poison somebody else's water supply? I like that idea. Oh, and we'll need a $10 billion loan to do it. That is the plan. Let's do that. And that's how we reverse the flow of the Chicago River. For those of you that aren't asleep yet, I got a PowerPoint to put you to bed. Just kidding, it's me again. This is the Chicago River we're pretending. We're pretending this is Lake Michigan. This freakishly huge bicep is Lake Michigan. This is the Des Plaines River, and this freakishly huge bicep is the Mississippi. Can we pretend that the Des Plaines, the Chicago River, and the Lake Michigan, in reality, actually, they're all on a similar plane of Earth's crust. Do you see that? And then way down here on Earth's crust is the Mississippi. We dig a canal connecting the Chicago River to the Des Plaines River. It's called the Sanitary and Ship Canal. The Mississippi River's lower gravity siphons water from Lake Michigan through the Chicago River, through the Sanitary and Ship Canal, into the Des Plaines River, Illinois River, Mississippi, into the Gulf. That's how we reverse the flow of the river. We're no longer poisoning the Great Lakes, we're poisoning the Mississippi. So that worked out in our favor. Did St. Louis take us to court twice? They sure did. How did they lose? Their own data. Their own data showed that they've been dumping into Mississippi for 40 years. New Orleans, Memphis, Natchez had never complained. So that tells the judge, once he learns that, oh, I kind of wish you wouldn't have told me that, St. Louis. Because now Chicago's going to dump on you. Similar population and a similar GDP as St. Louis, and you're not going to complain because New Orleans, Natchez, and Memphis didn't complain when you were doing it. And that's how we reverse the flow of the river legally. Did that judge realize that once Chicago was the midway point between New York and New Orleans that we were going to triple in size in 21 years? Surely he did not. It went right over his head. Because with American investment in the Chicago industrial complex, we accidentally destroyed the Chicago River, Des Plaines River, Illinois River, and parts of the Mississippi. Luckily, the EPA sped to the rescue 72 years later. That's why we have endangered species breeding in the Chicago River and nesting in our rocky cliffs. We call them skyscrapers. These endangered species think they're rocky cliffs. So we're pretty happy. Like that for these birds. They moved from the preserves into the city. I'm talking about the peregrine falcon. Over on our right, we have the Chicago Harbor Lock. It's two steel gates that never open at the same time. When we reversed the flow of the river, we made the Lake Michigan our headwaters, and we started draining it because we reversed the flow of the river. Should we drain the Great Lakes? 20% of the world's drinking water at the surface. Is it a good idea to drain it into the Gulf? Terrible idea. Ontario showed up and said, hey, Chicago, where are Ontario? The heroes of this story. All right, two. They usually have 20 a boat ride. All right. So you are the hero here. Ontario said, hey, Chicago, this is not Chicago's water, it's North American. Can you collaborate with us on how we're going to fix this? Because I know it's important to you. How do you want to do this, Chicago? Because it's not working for the rest of us. Chicago said, get out of my office.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay. I guess we wanted to start with a leader, and I guess this isn't our leader. We'll start with another leader. They went around the lanes, avoided Chicago until the last minute. They said, you sure you don't want to? We're going to talk about this in the group. And we're inviting you.
Restroom?
They lobbied to 79. The stage was called Illinois. If you're stealing water from the community well and your own mother takes you to court for it, I think you did it.
I got you. Hello.